Now this year, some of you have earned a mildly more malicious spot.
Yeah, who's that gonna be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And some have really weathered the storm well. So, and some of us convinced me to take a few things out. And so here it is, the Christmas poem 2013 with Chihuahua.
Merry Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, including my spouse. With Mama asleep and all dogs were snoring, I crawled into bed. My whole night was boring. But as the time passed, the night had diminished. I awoke in a panic. The poem was unfinished. With the dogs nestled up, all snug in my bed, I laid there awake with this thing in my head. And I tossed and I turned, and wouldn't you know, the words once jumbled finally started to flow. A few minutes later, my mojo would quicken. The keys on the laptop soon would be clicking. And now the stockings were filled by Mama with care, except for her own, which usually is bare. So away to the kitchen I flew to the sink, dumped out my ice and made a fresh drink, then off to the living room. No job is too tough. I filled up her stocking with holiday stuff. When what to my wandering eyes did appear? It's Savannah in the bathroom, staring into the mirror. More makeup and eyelashes, some rouge and some blush, and then out the door in her usual rush. And the last thing I heard was the sound of her Z, as she had somewhere else that she needed to be. And as you might guess, there's more drama from Tori. But this year has a twist to her usual story. She's lost her license. Oh, what a pity. And expected results, since her driving's so shitty. What will we all do, I said with a smirk, as Savannah and Mama now drive her to work. Yes, the next on my mind was my own lovely bride. Her secret is out, with nowhere to hide. When reading her books, I would douse her with water. And for those 3 months, things were 50 shades hotter. But with the trilogy done and the books on the shelf, I'm back to the practice of pleasing myself. When all at once, there arose such a noise, I looked out the window and spotted the boys. More rapid than eagles our family they came, and Mama whistled and shouted and called them by name. First Brace and Ryder, then Smashman and Coaster, all looking so handsome they should be on a poster. Yeah, that's my boys. We love every moment with our little man Smash. We winced at the pictures from Cohen's first crash. And then off to the track to that BMX race. 'Cause Ryder's the man they'll all have to chase.
Yeah.
Now Brace was excited to hear this year's rhyme, since he thought for sure he'd be in it this time. As I looked at the stuff he'd done this year, I remember him most in his football gear. With Brace on the field, you know it's a sure bet. When that ball's in his hands, he's always a threat.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's all good. Now Chrissy applied for a job with the county in hopes her paychecks would bring a new bounty. She got through the orals and gave it her best. The last hurdle for her is that damn polygraph test. So quitting the den would not be a loss, being freed from the reins of that bipolar boss. And Luis with 2 jobs, he worked real hard too, so their honeymoon plans could finally come true.
Oh, I know what you like.
As for Scotty and Tiffy, their year had been troubled. But not anymore, since their income has doubled. Their lives are now filled with fashion and bling, but he's still falling short on producing that ring. With both boys at home, his routine is well oiled, though I'd have to admit those two are a bit spoiled. With all of this happiness, don't leave it to fate. Just do the right thing and step up to the plate.
Yeah. Don't do it.
You know, Jeffrey's excited. He studied all year. Just a few more tests for his new career. And kudo to Holly for this year's dynamics. She made the top 40 at New West Ceramics. Well, reading that story, it brought us to tears. Our baby's top gun amongst all her peers. With tough times behind you and new storms to weather, just pull from your strengths and keep it together. As for Scotty and Whitney, their schedule is busy. With so much going on, it makes us all dizzy. When Jump is at work, he stays at the station. When Whitney's at work, she dreams of vacation. With 3 kids at her feet, there's no time to be lazy, but we're all quite concerned she is borderline crazy. Sorry,
You'll
Kathy.
understand that story later.
Now, Kathy cooks dinner for all the old farts. With turkey and stuffing and strawberry tarts. How much she gets paid is anyone's guess. But she brings in her kids to clean up the mess. And then with daubers in hand, she's first on the scene. Playing 8 cards, she's the new bingo queen. And as for my mother, you're working too hard. You need to retire and work in your yard. We'll build some fountains, we'll build bird baths and fire pits too, and bring over my dogs, it'll be like a zoo.
You're right.
You're right.
But I'll have to admit, there's one thing I'd miss. So I'd stop by every day just to give you a kiss.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as we grow older and push comes to shove, we are blessed every day with the people we love. There's no way to measure the love we all know. It's something we care for, we foster and grow.
Yeah.
Remember this feeling, may it last through the year, and never forget that your family is here. So let's raise our glasses, raise them high in the air, and be thankful to God for this time that we share.
Merry Christmas!
Very good.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Love you guys.
And I got it from the
Love you. I was not